Dude, I
This is
think
Caden's favorite. We need to hear his thoughts.
yeah, it's a good question. Is it my favorite? I think at one time it was. I don't know if I have a clear favorite from the album anymore. I definitely think the second half of this features some of his best rapping on the album by far. It was just very reminiscent of early 2000s Eminem, I think. I think it's when he starts with that rhyme scheme. Like, I can see why you're mad now. I'm looking at them plaques, count them. I think around that part, I remember like from the very first time I heard it, I was like, "Whoa, sounds good." Like his flow and delivery is really on point here. And then from there to the end of the track, it just feels very much like early 2000s Eminem, which I thought was great. I thought it was great. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Right around that part you said about looking at them plaques, count them. It's like he kind of dug in and just kind of drove it all home from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching. I think I mentioned this in the chat. Even Joe Budden said, that's how you start an album, even with all his like dismay for Eminem right now.
Yeah, what I will say though is I loved it at first, but I don't find myself returning to it as much, like when I'm strapped on time or whatever, because I feel it's just kind of it's something he's already spent all of Kamikaze doing, responding to criticism and being pissed off and stuff. So him, it just feels like it didn't feel very fresh to me. That's the only issue I have with Premonition.
That's a good point.
You know, it's
It's
funny
very,
you say that. Wait, what were you
yeah.
gonna say?
I was just gonna say, the rapping is fantastic, but it's already kind of him rewording what he's already done, which
I
still not necessarily a bad thing, but it's worth mentioning.
I literally thought when you said that, like the very first time I heard the album, like when I put on Premonition, I literally thought, holy shit, that Paul skit on Kamikaze came true when he's like, are you just gonna make an album replying to everybody that didn't like the album? I literally thought that's what this album was gonna be. And I actually was totally down for it. I was like, holy shit, fuck yes. He's actually now going at people that didn't like Kamikaze. But yeah, I would have been down for that. I thought it was funny though.
What are your thoughts, John, on Premonition?
I still listen to it. The only thing, I don't know, it's cool on first, second, third listen, but like, the sound effects of him hacking up some woman, like it gets really old. Especially when
That's really the biggest issue with it, I think. That it's all stuff he's done before.
Yeah.
And he does it really well, but
yeah, like when you just want to like jump into his rapping, like it does take him a minute for him to get going on that song. So it's hard, as opposed to a different song on the album where he just kind of gets right into it, kind of like Godzilla. It does take a minute to get into. But once he gets into it, it's really good. I still think it's some of his best rapping on the whole album.
Yeah, from a rapping perspective, definitely has one of his best on the
beat's
album.
really good too. The beats, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the beats throughout the album, but we don't need to jump around. But yeah, no, the beat was good on that song, I thought.
Yeah.